It was Father's Day yesterday. Yeah. Happy Father's Day to you, Daddy. Oh, yeah. We'll talk later. Tell me that you got a good relationship with your dad. Woo! Just Daniel and some straight to guess. I don't know. I get a lot louder of a response when I am saying that to straight people, and I'm like, what's that like? I don't have a really good relationship with my birth father. It happens, you know, but like we haven't talked in a long time, which has been really rocky. And it all kind of comes down to this thing that happened with like 27 years ago. I was 5 years old when he died. Yeah, I know, really selfish. Like, what the fuck? What about me? And you know, like. The days leading up to it, he's in a coma, and it's like, weren't you paying attention to me? Yeah. I just don't get it. Like, don't be a selfish parent. I got a big dad, that's totally fine. They had one in reserve. Apparently, you can do that. Take dad jokes. They deliver. So I grew up in a small town in the South. I was right. Yeah, it was a small town. It's a very Baptist community, which was like super cool to be gay in. It was really neat. Definitely no trauma there. I can remember all of my childhood. But it was like one of those small towns. You know, it had no stoplight. It actually got a stoplight like right before I moved away as an adult. I didn't move away because of it. I'm not anti-stoplight. And the only reason they have this one stoplight that they still have is because the Dollar General was moving into a bigger space, and they paid for a stoplight in front of them. Which, if that isn't the most small town shit you've ever heard, you're wrong. You know, all the kids would hang out in one of two places. Like, they'd either hang out at the Sonic, which, by the way, we were so comfortable we got. We're like, yeah, Sonic, what's next? A Walmart? No, it wasn't. So we'd either hang out at the Sonic, or there's like this random couch in a field that we'd all go party at. Like, do you want to go to the couch? Yeah. And like, people in your 30s, I don't know about 20-year-old, some things, whatever. People in your 30s, can you imagine doing that today? Could you imagine, they're like, hey, you want to go hang out on the couch in the field and probably
I like that picture though.
Alcohol poisoning and possibly axe murder? How does that sound? No, you're all wrong. No, that's not what we sometimes expected. You don't want to go. You know, but despite the fact that it was a no stoplight town when I was growing up, I did manage to get into 3 wrecks there, which was really neat. All before I graduated high school. I'm gay. But I think like the second or third wreck I went to my mom, and my mom is just the sweetest person. I love her. I'm gay. But she is probably the most direct, blunt, honest person. Like the pipeline from thought to spoken word is like this big with her. You know, she just says anything that's on her mind. And so I was like, Mom, I get it again. I wrecked. It wasn't a big wreck, it's fine. And she goes, you know what? It's okay. Not all accidents are bad. For example, you're an accident. Just like, that's why I cross-dress. But she didn't tell me the whole story until a few years later when I was an adult, thank God. And about how she found out about this. I mean, I know the story. I get the idea of how it happened. But, you know, the pregnancy. She was telling me, she was like, yeah, I was like really sick for days, and I didn't know what was going on. And so I went to the doctor, and they ran some tests, and came back, and he's like, I'm pregnant. She goes, no. Do it again. Run it again. I assume, in her mind, she's like, I already have 2 of these little shits, and I assumed they were terrors. Just knowing who they were. Yeah. Not related, and any of you tell me I'm special, I will fuck you.
You're so special.
Catch me later. illnesses you guys have. I got a big one. I like to dissociate, you know, as a hobby. Some people, they say I have, other people, they have resting bitch face. I've learned that I have like resting dissociating face, you know, like I'm just standing there and people are talking to me, I'm like, that's it, that's what it looks like. That's my resting dissociating face. But I feel like, okay, make some noise if you've been to a psychiatrist. Yeah! That's right. Do good. Self-care. Love to see it. I just got a new one. And so all of you who just cheered knows what it's like to have a new psychiatrist and the questions they ask you in their intake appointment. So intrusive. It starts off really like, okay, why are you here? What's the mental health issue that you're dealing with? How long have you been dealing with that? And then like it slowly gets more and more like, intrusive. And it's like, all right, so what do you think your depression's about? Okay, yeah. Why do you think your parents stop smiling when you walk in the room? How come everybody you ever loved won't speak to you? It's just like, who are you talking to in my life right now? My exes? Is that it? But I think that as queer people, it's a weird stereotype that a lot of us have mental illness. And you know what? It's not for bad reason. Because we grew up in a world that says that we shouldn't exist. We grew up in a society that is telling us that we are wrong. And right now we have all of these don't say gay laws, and we have these anti-trans laws. And so I think it's really important that what we're doing here, wait, that's not a sentence. Hold on. What we're doing here is really important. We are being visible. We are saying, we're not afraid to be who we are and to love who we love. That's, yes. And the more we do that, the more we have shows like this, the more we take our community. The more visible we'll be, and the less power these idiots will have when they try to make laws against us, when they try to think that as you walk, past them on the street. And you know what? That's what Pride's about. It's special. It's special what we're doing. So the next time you're in a Missy's and getting railed by 3 strangers, just remember, you're doing it for progress.